This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 4, Lesson 14. In Lesson 14, we'll continue looking at multiplication of fractions. We look at this example. It's showing us that 1/2 of 2/5 can be thought of as 1/2 of 2/5 in word form. Well, if I have 2/5 and I take half of that, that leaves me with 1/5. Now let's look at the picture to see how that works. We'll start by shading in the 2/5. So here's the 2/5. And then we'll show the 1/2. So 1/2 of 2/5 will be those two pieces, and those are 2/10, because it takes 10 of these pieces to complete the whole. Now let's see how that is the same thing as 1/5. Well, if 2/10 is the same as 1/5, then that means there should be 5 of these in the whole. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, 4, and then these two pieces together would make the 5th. So 2/10 is the same as 1/5 because it takes 5 of these to complete the whole. Now here's an example, and we'll draw in the picture ourselves. So we have 1/3 of 3/4. Well, in word form, that means I'm going to take 1/3 of 3 pieces, and those pieces are fourths. Well, if I take one of those, that means I have one piece, which is a fourth. So that equals 1/4. Now let's see how that looks with our pictures. We start with our 3/4. We're going to draw our fourths. And we'll shade in 3 of them, since we're looking at 3/4. And we'll show that those 3 columns are our 3/4. Now we have to take 1/3 of that. I'll draw my thirds on top of my fourths, and we'll look at one row. That's these 3 pieces. 1/3 times 3/4 equals 3/12, because there's 3 pieces out of the 12 that are shaded. Well, we said our answer is 1/4, so let's see how 3/12 is the same as 1/4. We'll see how many of this piece make up the whole. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and 4. So this one shaded piece is 1 out of the 4 that make up the whole, and that's why 3/12 is the same as 1/4. For the next example, we have 1/2 of 4/5. I'll draw my 4/5, shading them in. We'll show that that portion is 4/5. Well, if I have 1/2 of 4/5, I'll write that as the word form. 1/2 of 4/5 means I'm just taking half of those 4, which leaves me with 2/5. So we have to show how the answer equals 2/5. So we'll draw our 1/2 across the side and shade those. And that leaves me with 4 pieces shaded out of 10 in all. There's 10 pieces that make up the whole. Now, the answer said it would be 2/5. So let's see how this piece is actually 2/5. If this is 2/5, and that tells me this is 1/5. Here's my second fifth. Here's my third fifth. My fourth fifth. And these two pieces make up the fifth fifth. So 2 of those 2/5 is the same as 4/10. In the next section, we're going to use tape diagrams to help solve the word problems. The first question says, 5/8 of the songs on Harrison's iPod are hip-hop. 1/3 of the remaining songs are rhythm and blues. What fractions of all the songs are rhythm and blues? And we'll use the tape diagram. Well, the tape itself is going to represent the whole, and that is all songs. So these are all the songs on Harrison's iPad. We know that 5/8 of the songs are hip-hop, so we'll start by dividing the tape into 8 pieces. So here are my 8 pieces, and we'll show that 5 of them are hip-hop. So hip-hop equals 5 out of the 8 pieces, or 5/8. Next it says 1/3 of the remaining songs are rhythm and blues. Well, the remaining songs are these 3 pieces. And we need to find 1/3 of the remaining songs. Well, if I look, each of these pieces is considered 1/3 of the remaining songs. That means that one of those pieces is the rhythm and blues. We don't know what the other remaining pieces are. We know that 5/8 are hip-hop. The rhythm and blues then would be 1/8, and then there's 2/8 that are unnamed. So if we look back at the question, what fraction of all the songs are rhythm and blues? We would say 1/8 of the songs are rhythm and blues. Let's look at one more question. This one says 3/5 of the students in a room are girls. So 3/5 are girls. 1/3 of the girls have blonde hair. 1/2 of the boys have brown hair. Now we have 2 questions. What fraction of all the students are girls with blonde hair? And what fraction of all the students are boys without brown hair? Okay, we have a lot going on here. Let's just start by saying this tape is all the students. So I'll write that off to the side. This tape is showing all students. And since 3/5 of the students in the room are girls, we'll break the tape into 5 pieces. We'll say those 3 pieces are the girls. 3/5 of the students in the room are girls. This section shows 3/5. Now, 1/3 of those girls have blonde hair. So out of the 3 pieces that are girls, 1/3 would have blonde hair. So 1 out of these 3 pieces. So there's your 1/3 of the girls have blonde hair. Then it says 1/2 of the boys have brown hair. Well, this part of the tape represents the boys, and 1/2 of them have brown hair. So we'll show this piece as brown hair, because this whole section here is the boys. Half of it shows the brown hair. Now let's look at our questions. What fraction of all the students are girls with blonde hair? Well, this one piece represents the girls with blonde hair. It's 1 out of the 5 sections. So that would be 1/5. 1/5 of all the students are girls with blonde hair. What fraction of all the students are boys without brown hair? Well, that represents the last piece of the tape. This section would be boys without brown hair. It is also one piece out of the 5 that make up the whole. 1/5 of all the students are boys without brown hair.